Hello guys. So in the previous video you have seen that what are the various way to handle NA, and we have learned in RStudio the one of the way, that is omitting NA using omitting rows, omitting values using omitting rows for handling NA, and then we have studied then how we can impute the values using mean, but we haven't seen that how we can impute value using mode. So in this video we'll be learning that if we have the data that is categorical manner, then how we can impute it with the help of mode. And I have created my user defined function to fill these values. So come back to RStudio. Okay, so we have this code. This is not required. See this. We are using a function named as Miss Forest. So Miss Forest will be, I'm calling its library through package Miss Forest. Why I'm using this one? Because we are using a function prod_na, uh, which will be having a function. Miss Forest will be having a function prod_na, which will be inserting some of the values as na in my dataset. Because as I am using the iris dataset, by default my iris dataset will not be having any na values. You can see it. Sorry. So you can see this here in iris dataset. In iris dataset there is no na values. You can see in the summary. I want to insert some of the na values so that I can show you that how to remove the nas later on. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a new variable d1 in which I am inserting the data from iris dataset, and I'm inserting 10% of the values in every column as na. So what I have done is d1 some prod na, and now I'm checking summary of it. So now d1 also have the columns similar to that of iris, and it will be having some of the values in every column as na values. Now for removing this, what I have done is I have created this code, and this code will be working for numeric values also and as well as for categorical values also, but it will not be working for character values. So what I have done is, start from the beginning. We have written the code that we want to work it for one first column to last column. So we want to check for every column whether every column have any value or not. So what we are writing is for is a loop, because we want to work it for all the columns. So we don't want to work for one column or two column. So if we want to work more than one, then we need to use a loop. So in loop what we are writing is that we want to work from first column to the length of d1. Length of d1 means all the columns that d1 have. So it will be telling me the count of the number of the columns. So if I am executing only length of d1, you can see it here only. So it will be telling me 5, and 1 to length of d1 means it will be showing me that all the columns from 1 to 5. So when I will be loop will be executing, first of all it will be going for first column, second, third, fourth and fifth column. So in I1 it will be 1. What it is saying, if n row means number of rows, in d1 complete dot cases d1 comma I comma square bracket greater than 0. So now if I am removing this I with, think of a scenario, I'm removing it 1. So you might be getting that what will be happening when 1 will be coming here. So when I am executing only this point, that is d1 1, what does it tell me? That it is showing me the first column of d1. It will be showing me the values of first columns of d1. You can see it here. Now if I'm saying I want to see the complete dot cases exclamatory for d1, it will be showing me only the na values for d1. So it will be showing me false, and wherever it is true, these are the na values. Now if I am showing for d1 only those rows that have na values, so it will be showing me in d1 only those rows that have na values in first column. And if I am saying the number of na values is greater than, so I am finding the number of na values. If I am saying the number of na values is 16, so I am saying if the number of na values in first column is greater than 0, then we will be working here. If it will be equals to 0 or it is less than 0, what does it mean? It means there is no na. Are you getting my point? What I'm saying is, so first of all I want to find whether the column have na value or not. So for that what I'm doing is I'm calculating the number of nas. For that what I'm doing is First of all, I am finding the total NAs in that column, and then that at total NA rows, we are counting those NA rows, it will be telling me the number of NAs. So if the number of NA is greater than 0, almost, it means it will be having some NA values. So it means this column will be having NA value. Now I am again repeating it by I. So it means the first column will be having NA values, and when it will be having NA value, it will be going in this if statement. It will be working with this if statement. But if it doesn't have any value, it will be directly going to the else statement, and this else statement will be mentioning that doesn't have any values. So if it will be having any value, it will be going into this statement, otherwise it will be going directly to the else statement. Now if it have any values, what we need to check is, if NA values is there, then we need to check two things: either it is numeric or it is categorical. If it is numeric, we'll be using mean. If it will be categorical, we'll be using mode. So what we are doing here is, so we are saying if the class of first column is integer or it is numeric, out of both it is either integer or numeric, then what we need to do is, we need to take the mean of that column, उस column का mean निकालना है without using NA value. So excluding NA value and find the mean of that column and take the round of that mean and save it in a variable name as NNA. What is NNA here? I am creating it a variable and I am taking it as NNA because numeric NA. I am taking the abbreviation as numeric NA. So it means I am taking this variable in which we will be saving the mean value. This mean value will further being, we will be imputing at the places wherever in first column there are NA values. So first of all, we have taken the mean of first column, and now what we are doing is, this code will be telling me the places where we have NA values. So what we need to know is all the rows that have NA values. So what I have done here, you can execute it by one. So if for the first column we will be doing it, we can see it. It will be showing me all the NAs for the first column, and at all these places now we'll be imputing it with the NNA value, which is the mean of first column. So now we can see it here. If I want to check the, told you the mean, so if we'll be executing it, this code, only this one, so you can see NNA would be 6. So it means when this full code will be executed together, then for the first column NNA value will be 6, and it will be further being imputed in all these NAs for first column. Again I am making it I. Okay, so now what this code means, this code is saying you first of all execute only this one part. So it will be showing you that D1 all the rows for first column, so showing you all the rows for first columns. Now I am finding is.na. So is.na means whether it is na or not in first column, all the rows whether there are NAs or not, it will be showing me true and false. It means true. Wherever it is true, show me those rows. So for DNA, for first column, wherever it is true, show me those rows. So it will be showing me only those rows. So this is the type of subsetting we are using basically, and we are inserting NA values in NA values inside it. Now print if NA values are inserted into it, inside it. Now what we want to do is we want to print and paste it. So print paste will be doing your task of printf as you are doing in your C. So print paste names all the names of the columns for which you are working. So if you are working for first column, it will be showing you the name of the first column, and it will be showing have NA values and is imputed by mean, and which mean it is imputed by, that is present in NNA. Hence your mean will be saved in the NA values. You can also save median here. Now else if your column, if your column was not integer, it is else if it is factor. So at that point of time we'll need to save the mode, and for mode what I'm using is a function, a variable name is fna, which means factor na. So I'm saying subset data frame table d1. Now think of a scenario, I'm taking it for fifth column. So because fifth column is my factor column, so that is why I'm taking it for fifth. I'm saying d1 5, so it will be showing me d1 5, and table function will be telling me the frequency of the data. So if I am executing table, it will be showing me in how many times setosa is coming, versicolor and virginica is coming. Now I want to check with table, I want to create it data frame. So if I want to create with table its data frame, it will be coming like this, and automatically a function, a variable comes here freq. So after then what I am saying is subset from this data frame, जो data frame अभी बना है, from this data frame subset and take frequency that is having a maximum frequency, because mode is the one which have the maximum frequency. Out of these three, the one which have the maximum frequency will be taken as a mode value. So versicolor and virginica will be the mode. So subset, when I am taking the subset of it, so it will be telling me the one which have the maximum value. Now I am inserting these two values in FNA, and further the one which where it have NA values, all those places either it will be saving versicolor or it will be saying virginica, and automatically my NA will be imputed with mode values. And hence else, after then else, if it is not numeric, it is not factor, then it will be imputed with any other type of a value. Sorry, it will be character value. Then we will be saying it either we have to omit this column or we have to reduce the column from the data set. That is, now you have to use the previous code in the previous video that we have done, that is how to omit those rows. So we can only impute the data in the rows that have numerical values and that have categorical values. Beside to these other columns, we cannot insert the values. And else, we have shown in the previous while if I have shown you that else is this, else is for if we don't have any value in a data set. Now we will be executing together. I have to change it for I. So again I am doing iris, summary iris. I have all the rows. I am making it to NA, and summary D1. All I have these values have NA values. Now I am executing the full code together. It is being executed. Now it has been shown me that sepal length of NA values. Yes, it have NA values and is imputed by mean value as 6, because sepal length का mean कितना था 6. Sepal width have NA values imputed by 3. Petal width have NA values imputed by 4 mean value, and petal width has NA values and is imputed by mean value 1. Every one of them is imputed by the mean. The fifth column has NA value species and is imputed by maximum frequent value, which means it is imputed by a mode value, and the mode was virginica. So it has saved virginica inside it. Now when we are checking the summary D1, now it doesn't have any type of NA value. And now if I want to check the N row of D1, it will be 150. As if you have seen my previous video, at that point of time, if we have done N row D1, it will be showing us 92 values, because in that we have omitted the values, but here we have imputed the value. It is a much better way than omitting, because now we are not removing the values, we are adding the values, and we are not doing bias type of analysis. Hence, I thought that you might be getting the point that how we can impute it. In my next video, we'll be learning that how we can impute the values with prediction method. Thanks for listening the video. If you got it, kindly subscribe and like my channel. Stay safe.